Okay, so we finished up the flowchart, and now we're ready to code. It would be very silly for us to try to just code this whole solution out, as complicated it is, and just write a bunch of code and hope for the best. Instead, just like we built the flowchart, we're going to do the build and test methodology and build and test it at um, in pieces. All right, so here we have our problem statement. Again, we're going to be using that. So here's what we have. We have all our inputs. We have all our places in memory for our constant values. Here are all our inputs. Here are all our results of calculations that we need for blank. Now we can come down here and we can start coding. So what we want to do is we want to code first for disabled. So that's what we're going to do. We can see we have the math and we have all the outputs. So all we have to do is that. So we're going to start out by, just like we did before, we're going to say that this is our first thing we're going to do. And Control V. And I'm going to have to put in parentheses and equal equal so that it doesn't assign yes, it evaluates it. If that's true, so next thing we have to do is put a brace, start disabled, and then a semicolon, and then, a stop brace, and stop disabled. All right, so we have that part, but now we have to do the bottom part too. So since I have an if, I don't have to have an else. So I'm just going to leave that if there. And then I'm going to do this other if right here. Whoops. Control C, Control V. And this one is going to be for the residency. Again, equal, equal, and close parentheses. And then a semicolon and a semicolon. And then we're going to need some braces. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, Control C, Control V, and might as well put them all. Okay, so let's see. I can't remember what come on now. Control V. Yep. So there's my two start braces. Control C, Control V, Control V. So I have stop and start braces. I have an else if and with an out and else and then an else and if. Next thing I have to do, let's just go ahead and change this. Start prime and and prime, and then not prime. So just take your time. Oh, so not, I did mot prime. Doesn't make a difference. It's just a note to yourself. Nobody cares. All right, so now I have everything I need to go ahead and test the disable part. Now, for the military, I don't want to ask that question. I don't need to. So I'm just going to comment it out for now. Age, same thing. I'm going to comment it out. You'll see that in the notes, well, I need the prime residency. In the notes, what I did was I made an else here, and I moved them down into the else. I think this might be a little more easier to understand. I don't need to ask these two questions because a person is going to be yes disabled. So yes disabled, prime residence. Let's see what we, whoops, not there. Okay, prime residence, yes. So we're going to be doing this one right here. So we're going to say 300,000, yes disabled, yes prime residence, And now we can go ahead and preview it and see what happens. Okay, 3,000. Yes, yes. And 3,000, 75, 225, 4%, and 9,000. Great. So we know that that first part works. And we're only 5 minutes in, so let's go ahead and keep moving on to the next part. In the notes, I put it into 3 separate parts, but probably not necessary. So the next thing we want to do is let's go ahead and do our, just like we have here, we will do this part right here. Age next. Control C, Control V. Okay, so else if, and again, I'm going to have stop and start and stop braces. Might as well go ahead and, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, Control C, and paste it here, Control V, and then Control C, and Control V. And this is start old age, and stop old age. And then we need a semicolon. We don't have to worry about equal on this one. So now I'm ready to go ahead and test for old age. And I don't think that that is part of one of our tests, because we do old age here, and that's not right because we have that. So we'll just do a bogus one, not a bogus one. We'll do one that we can do math in our heads. So let's go ahead and preview it. Wait a minute. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Nah, it's not going to work. I commented out age, and it looks like I'm missing something. So let's go see what I did. My braces are not right somewhere. My braces are right. Oh, I forgot the parentheses. Good, because I wasn't ready to run it anyway. So we did these 2 parentheses. I also have to ask the age question. So let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. And disabled will be no. And age will be 75. Does that look right? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, 300,000. I should have put 100,000. Not disabled, but 75. So that's going to give them $50,000 exemption, and their residence is there. So 300,000, we exempt 50,000, that makes it 250,000, and 4% of 250,000 is 10,000. So we can see that that is also working, but we're not done, because the problem is I shouldn't be asking the age up here. We're going to be asking it even if they're disabled. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to say else, and then have a parenthesis here. And let's go ahead and put another stop brace. Okay. I'm going to have to ask this there. So I'm going to go ahead and do Control C, Control V. So that's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to go ahead and comment this out just to keep it up there for now. So if things go to heck in a handbasket. Now, where does this else stop? This else means start not disabled. And then this is going to be stop not disabled. So 2 slashes. But that's not where this thing stops. Stop not disabled doesn't stop there. It actually stops after this. All right, so start not disabled, stop not disabled. Here we're going to ask for the age. So we can tab over, yeah. And then this all moves over. So you can see these match now, right? If it's not disabled, we're going to ask what their age is. So we can't use else if because there's something in between else if. All right, and then Stop old age, that should be there. Nice and pretty. So let's go ahead and run it one more time, except this time I'm going to do it with 100,000. Math is easier. All right. Oh, let's even do it better. Let's do 150,000. That's even easier. All right, so I'm going to preview it. 150,000. They're not disabled. They're prime. Yes. Their age is 75. Okay, so that works. And now you can see that that all works. The only thing that's out of place in this one is this prime residency. Control. Actually, we're going to leave that there for now because I don't want to move it because there's no point in us moving it. The fact that it was out of order, not big deal. That's going to end up folding back in order later. All right, so we went pretty far with this part one. So we're going to go on to the next video.